Hi guys, I'm back for another update on the brain surgery 4 weeks post-operatively. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Nee and I have stage 4 cancer along with a metastasis to the skull, which is why I had to get emergency brain surgery 4 weeks ago on January 25th. So since my last video, I talked about the challenges and all of the emotions that came up while recovering. And while I still feel all of that, it's been much better. And I was able to slowly dig myself out of that hole that I was in. It really just felt like I was trapped in this mud that I just really couldn't get out of, you know? So I'm just happy to be somewhat back to myself and to be recording this video. Mainly, I really wanted to just encourage everyone and inspire everyone to keep moving forward despite whatever you're going through. No matter what it is that you're going through, your body is amazing and it's so resilient, and you know the baseline for the body is really for it to heal. So just give it the time that it needs and give it the compassion that it needs, and it's going to start working for you. So for me, I think what really changed was that I finally just got fed up. I have been recovering for 4 weeks now, mostly stuck at home and just getting myself into this rut where I really just didn't want to do anything different. This is very unlike me because I tend to be the opposite. I tend to push myself too hard and to keep doing things that I know I should just let myself rest, but yet I have all of these expectations for myself and I really tend to not listen to my body. So this time I almost overdid it. Like it felt like I gave myself too much time. For example, back in June when I had my femur surgeries, I had a titanium rod put in the right side because I had tumors in my leg that were eating through the bone and it was at risk for fracture. And then 5 days after that, when I got discharged home, I ended up breaking the left side unexpectedly and then had to go back to the hospital to get a second surgery on the left side. So that left me with 2 bum legs, and the recovery process for that was agonizing. I actually ended up going back to work less than 2 weeks after I got discharged home from the hospital. I was in the hospital for 11 days, and after that I was slowly recovering at home, but because I was out of paid time off and I had to pay the bills, I forced myself to go back to work before I was ready. And then on top of that, I had to get radiation on the femurs for 2 weeks, and I had to drive myself to radiation for an hour each way every day for 2 weeks and then come home and work after that. So you can imagine how taxing that was on my body. But in hindsight, I think that it was actually good for me in a way, because getting back to work gave me a schedule, a purpose, a reason to get up every morning, and I had to function. I had to do it. You know, I had no choice. And so I had to push through the pain and push through the discomfort, and I think that really got me to bounce back a lot quicker. This surgery, I gave myself ample time because I didn't want to repeat what happened the last time. I just didn't really care even if I didn't have PTO, because I would have just not gotten paid, and my recovery is more important and the time that I have is more important. So I was not really worried about money this time around. I was trying not to stress about it. It might have been a little bit too long. If I had gone back to work sooner, I might have just really, again, forced myself to get up and to do the things and carry along with life. But this time, I just kind of laid in bed all day and I didn't really do anything either. I'm usually very inspired and I love watching videos and reading books and listening to podcasts, watching educational videos on YouTube and just learn something new, you know? But this rest was not like that. It didn't feel like rest. It felt like I was restless. I didn't really want to do anything while I was in bed. I didn't even want to call my friends or text them. And I would just try to go to sleep by 8 or 9 o'clock and found myself not being able to sleep because I was just in bed all day long. So it was like this vicious cycle of wanting to be productive but not being able to be productive, and then getting the rest that I thought I needed but not feeling rested at all, if that makes sense. What happened was 3 days ago, I just really got fed up. I was like, you know, I'm done with feeling this way. I'm done with being like this. I didn't want to be like this anymore. I finally got out and went to the park with the kids and my husband, and I thought maybe let me try to drive because it was a short distance, and I got in the car and I drove with him in it, and it was good. I was able to drive, so that gave me a little bit of fresh air because I was like, oh, thank goodness I can at least start driving now. That made me happy to be able to get out to go to the park and walk a little bit and to drive there. Well, the following day I decided I was gonna do more because Monday I had an appointment with ENT and I knew that I would have to either have my husband drive me there or drive there myself. So Sunday night I ended up laying there to do a meditation because I usually like to meditate and to visualize things. I haven't been wanting to meditate at all, so that's another thing. You know, I have all this time to lay down and rest, and I don't even want to visualize or meditate or try to calm my mind or anything. I was just feeling sorry for myself the whole time. So this time I decided that I was gonna do a meditation and I was gonna visualize my day and set some intentions. And I ended up listening to recordings of these scriptures that were very helpful. Just a few minutes in, I started to bawl, like I was sobbing. It was like the dam opened and I just let it all out. I realized that I had been holding on to so much emotions. This kind of happened with me with my last surgery as well, where I'll kind of get into the state of being really tough and just not crying and not processing what I went through and my emotions. And then one day it just comes out. So that's what happened. I just kept crying and crying and crying. And it felt so good and so cathartic to be able to let all of that go. I just started imagining what I went through. Thought about what my poor body has had to endure. I mean, the surgery that they did was a major surgery. And I've been through a lot. And I have to realize that my body remembers. You know, even if I wasn't conscious for the surgery, the body definitely remembers. All of those emotions were pent up and held in, and I just didn't process them. Being able to process them made me feel so good, and I cried and I let it all out, and after that I just felt so much better. I imagined my day, I visualized my day of what I was going to do and how I was going to start my supplement again, start my mistletoe injections, which I haven't been doing, try to prepare healthy foods for myself, and just get on with life, you know, try to move and exercise a little bit. The next day, which was Monday, I woke up, I decided I could drive myself. And so I drove 45 minutes to go to my ENT appointment to talk about the vocal cord issue. And then I came back home and I actually went walking for 1 mile, which is like crazy because I haven't even been walking at all. It felt so amazing just being outdoors. I ate healthy for the rest of the day and I felt really, really good. I didn't even have to take pain medication. So I felt super accomplished after doing that. And the next day, I did the same thing, except this time I walked 1.5 miles. I pushed myself a little bit more. I was so proud of myself for doing that and for getting back on track, even though I'm not feeling the greatest. All of these hardships, they're just temporary. It's not permanent. And that's the beauty of life. No moment is ever the same. Every second is different. And every minute you have the chance to do something else, to be different, to start over. I don't have to stay like this. I don't have to be a victim and feel sorry for myself all the time. It's okay to do that, and it's okay to temporarily know that you need that time and that your body needs the compassion to heal, and everything takes time. Sometimes your mind goes faster than your body, and like your body may not be ready to recover, but you may be mentally. So this is where it gets really tough. And I think the more that you can understand that and the more that you can be patient with yourself, the better it will be. I found that the more I resist and the more that I try to have a different outcome, the more unhappy I become. So at this time, I realized that there's a balance between pushing yourself too hard and just giving yourself just the right motivation in order to get better. For example, a lot of us, if we get sick or if something bad happens to us, one side is that we want to just be a victim and we want other people to feel sorry for us. We feel sorry for ourselves, and so we end up just being super unmotivated and we just kind of lay around and expect things to change when we're not really doing anything to change them. And then on the other side, we push ourselves way too hard, and we have all of these expectations that we set on ourselves and that other people set on us. We want to just get better already, and we aren't patient. I think my difficulty was finding the balance between the two, with my femur surgery pushing too hard and then now taking too long. So I realized that when I don't want to do something is when I really need to do it the most. That's when I need to be the most disciplined. When things get uncomfortable, when things get hard, that's when you need to push. Just put one foot in front of the other and just improve by 1%. I mean, you'll start to feel really good. You'll start to trust yourself more. You'll start to build up that momentum to get yourself going, and then slowly over time you just get better and better, and next thing you know, you're recovered. So I mainly wanted to make this video because I wanted to inspire you. I wanted to encourage you to get out there and try to improve yourself no matter what you're going through. If you're going through cancer, chronic illness, chronic pain, whatever it is, emotional, mental issues, there's gonna be a better day, and everything is temporary. Just remember that. And just remember that you can change at any moment and that you have the ability to start over, okay? So don't give up. Keep yourself motivated and just get out there and keep going. So this is gonna probably be my last video update for the surgery, but I plan on making lots more videos about different topics. I'm gonna keep posting. So I really appreciate all of you watching and all of the new subscribers. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. Leave a comment below. I would love to know your thoughts and anything you have to say, okay? So I will see you next time. Okay, bye.